What up, guys? Kevin here. Happy January 2nd. Happy you're not getting a day off until Memorial Day. What kind of bullshit is that? We got to go now from January 2nd all the way to Memorial Day to get a day off. Well, I got PTO. Of course, we'll use that, but that's just wrong. Then we go from Memorial Day and then a couple weeks later to Juneteenth. Then a couple weeks later to July 4th. Can we spread it out? Remember MLK Day? I don't get MLK Day off anymore. That used to be a day off holiday. I think they switched that for Juneteenth. But it's yo. I mean, I like it when we go from Memorial Day to Juneteenth to July 4th. But this stretch here from January 2nd to last Monday in May, that's atrocious. But shout out to y'all who get President's Day off. I saw a reel where some lady was trying to do a life hack on how to ask for days off, and around President's Day you ask for this day. I'm like, ma'am, nobody gets President's Day off. Nobody. All right. Or Columbus Day. I think the school district south of me got Columbus Day off. Ain't nobody getting Columbus Day off in 2024. I'll tell you that. He got canceled. Speaking of canceled, the Persona games are getting canceled. There's games leaving Game Pass, and that's what this video is about. Games leaving Game Pass and why I just don't subscribe to Game Pass. So games leaving Game Pass in 2 weeks: Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, Grand Theft Auto 5, MotoGP 22, and Garden Story. Grand Theft Auto 5 just comes and goes. Weren't they already there and left? So I guess that kind of counteracts my point here in this video. But still. Yeah, this is why I don't subscribe to Game Pass. Persona 4 Golden. So it's they're on a year deal. They struck a year deal with Sega to get the Persona games. And they did it with 5. Persona 5 was just a year. And these are not games that you just beat over a weekend. These are, at minimum, 70-hour games. And if you're beating a Persona game in 70 hours, you probably didn't like the game and you just mainlined the quest. But yeah, my play style, I'm old. I got responsibilities. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. Today, I have to do laundry, and that takes forever. By the time I get done with that, I'll have an hour to game, and then I'll go to bed. And that's how it is for most nights. I have responsibilities, and I get an hour or two at most to game. It's that 6 days a week. Sundays, I find a little bit more time, but I still have stuff I have to do. It sucks. I hate when people adulting, but it's true. It's true. Just something happens in your 30s where it's just fuck. And then you don't lose that. I still love gaming, but there's just times where I just man, I just don't have any time to do anything else. And sometimes I want to do something else besides game for a couple hours. But yeah, 20, how much is Game Pass? I think it's 10, but then there's the Ultimate. A game like Persona 4, in which I started, I played about 5 hours, and I was oh, I want to come back, and I started on Game Pass. Well, now I got to buy the damn game. So I just spent at least $10 for the Game Pass subscription. I think I did Ultimate for a little bit more, and now I got to buy the game. So I'm going to spend 1.5 times the price of the game to buy it. These games are just not digestible. Game Pass, I think, is for people who have a bunch of free time. Maybe if I retire, I would subscribe to Game Pass. And another issue is just, I think back last year, I think I only beat one game. I only beat one game that launched day one on Game Pass, and I played it and beat it, and that was Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, these games just got to be there longer, like Xbox. Like, you understand Persona 4, the Persona games are really long. I would say a 2 year minimum. A 2 year minimum, because I think most people probably play like I do, where they like start a game and they go, oh, that's really great. And then they put it down because there's a million other games coming out. And then they go, oh, crap, I want to go back to Persona 4 on Game Pass. And now I have 2 weeks. Now I feel rushed. I think that's the thing with Game Pass. Game Pass just puts that, like, holy crap, I need to beat this before it leaves. And Game Pass is actually quite, I wouldn't say it's great, but it's way better than PlayStation. I was thinking about starting Sea of Stars on PlayStation, but I'm like, oh, that game's probably going to leave in a month because PlayStation, when they do games like that, day and date, they only do it for a few months. So I'd be better off starting on Game Pass, but maybe that game's only a year as well. But there you have it. Games leaving Game Pass. Persona 4 Golden is the best Persona. I hate how I'm a little bit annoyed with Persona now. I really, you know why? It's just like every game I see them copying Persona to super stylized. Like, there's so many like JRPGs that are really stylized now because of Persona that I fear when Persona 6 comes out, it's not going to have that same hit. It's not going to hit that same splash. Because I just don't think we realize like just how much Persona has wore off on all these other games that it's just everyday JRPG goodness for us. Even usually like budget JRPG games try to be flashy like Persona. It's like, let's polish this turd by doing flashy menu screens and transitions and stuff. But yeah, there you have it. That's why I don't Game Pass. I do have PlayStation Plus just because I already had it to begin with, scheduled to like 2026, but I probably won't renew that. And of course, I'm playing on PC, so who cares? And I got Persona 4 Golden on PC because I don't even know why I'm really complaining. But, you know, good on Xbox for getting these games, but you got to get these games a little bit longer. A little bit longer. I got to go. I got to go back to work. So that's the thing. I just hate how like I had so many days off and now it's just like, oh my God, I'm going to have a stretch of like full 5-day work weeks. It's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. But I had that thought yesterday. I'm like, oh crap, tax season. Like I look forward to taxes because I get money back. So I know I got a little bonus there to look forward to. And all right, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Later.